29 points from your backcourt of Campaign and Kyle Lowry, 13 from Buddy Hield. And I kind of want to start there because he was 3 for 9, 2 for 3, made all 5 of his free throw attempts, 13 points in 27 minutes and 38 seconds, and only had 1 foul. So he wasn't in foul trouble, but for whatever reason, again, Derek, it just seemed like right now, for what we saw in those first 5 to 6 games where we were really singing his praises for the things that he was doing, not only with his scoring, but his playmaking and, of course, his shooting, right now it seems like a bit of a struggle, even with someone like Tyrese Maxey out, and we expect maybe him to step up a little bit in that role.
Yeah, I think this is why we were probably a little muted on Buddy in the first 3 or 4 games when sort of like the fan base was going wild because Buddy was playing over his head, and you knew there was going to be a slump coming. He's not a perfect player. He's relatively limited overall, and his defense can be a problem, and it might be a problem in the playoffs. We'll see how that works out. But when his shot's not, I don't even want to say when he's not making, because he was making his shots today. But when there aren't a lot of opportunities created for him, there's only so much he's going to do night to night on a basketball court. And part of the benefit is that nobody really leaves him. So that leaves cutting lanes open, that leaves driving lanes open, that leaves rolling lanes open for Paul Reed. But when your best perimeter creator is Kyle Lowry, even that, it's just there's not very many ways they're going to exploit that. So his shooting, his spacing, his gravity isn't going to be as impactful when you have nobody to really take advantage of that space. And the Sixers are so low right now on creators. I don't really, to me, my issue with Buddy isn't the 13 points because I do think he becomes less impactful when you have fewer shot creators on the floor. My issue is that when you have nights like this where he only gets up 9 shots in 28 minutes, his defensive flaws really start to, I think, become shown. And that, again, is why he was available for 3 second-round picks. That's why a playoff team like Indy is willing to let him go. He's not perfect. He's not as good as he was in the first 4 games. I still believe in his archetype and what he's going to be able to provide when Maxey and Embiid come back, specifically when Embiid comes back. But there are going to be tough nights like this, and I don't even really want to say a slump because he made his shots tonight, but he's going to have these periods over the course of the regular season, especially when you're shorthanded, where you're going to be underwhelmed at times. And I think that's sort of where we are. Like I said, I believe more in the archetype and the skill set next to Embiid than I do necessarily in him as a impact player. He's going to be streaky, not because the shot's necessarily streaky, just there's fewer ways to take advantage of it when Tyrese Maxey and Joel Embiid are all out.
On the Buddy front, a couple of things jump out to me. One, I just think they need to do some more design stuff for him. Like one of his made threes tonight came on a Doughton screen where he's a curl from the backside, gets a good catch and shoot look. Need to see more of that rather than, and this is the other piece, a lot of what Buddy does is the screen slipping or just outright ghost screens where he's coming across the top and brushing the guy who's at the point of attack. So normally that'd be Tyrese Maxey. Tonight it's Kyle Lowry. And I think you can see the difference because normally you're put in a tough spot. It's Buddy and a guy who can beat you off the dribble. Well, if you over pursue Buddy or you blow the switch, Tyrese Maxey, or in the past in Indiana, Tyrese Halliburton, they're going to get to the rim or they're going to find an opening. They're going to find a way to score. They're going to draw a foul. And they're going to prey on that moment of indecision. If you blow the switch in a different way and Buddy gets left open for any amount of time, that's a real quick, me to you type pass. Buddy rises up and shoots and you get a quality look. Whether he makes it or not is immaterial. It's good offense. Well, when it's Kyle Lowry or it's Campaign, all that matters is the switch because as long as you keep somebody attached to Buddy, you are not worried about Campaign blowing by somebody. And you're really not worried, as much as I think Lowry is a good fit with the full version of this team, you are not worried about Kyle Lowry going by somebody off the dribble and getting to the rim. That's not who he is anymore. He's a valuable player as a connective passer. He can do some probing as a dribbler, but he is not someone that's going by people. And so some of Buddy's utility is getting eaten into there. And, that dovetails with Derek's point, which is that when he's not a high-level offensive player, you do have to zoom in on, okay, what is he doing defensively? What are his off-ball reads like? Is his awareness good? Is he holding up in one-on-one situations? And while there were decent stretches for him, like I thought he had a nice moment as a low man. They forced a turnover out of it, had a run out. That was really the only play that jumped out in a positive way defensively. I don't know if the answer is to do more of the stuff they did prior to the break when Tobias is out and you let him run offense. He can do some pick and rolls and different things, but yeah, he's been in a bad spot, and to Derek's point that he made, in a different way tonight, where the efficiency was decent from three. He didn't shoot well overall, didn't finish at the basket, but they got to find ways to tap into, because him shooting 3 threes in a game
not enough.
is just not enough. And that's true for a bunch of guys on this roster, like Tobias taking 3 threes. We've bitched about 100 times that he doesn't shoot enough. They got to get the volume up somehow. I know that it's tougher, one, without Joel Embiid, two, certainly without Tyrese Maxey, when you don't have somebody drawing attention, drawing doubles, sucking guys in the paint. But they got to find some way to get more threes up when you're down as many guys as they are.
We all silly like the mayor.